I don't want to really limit myself into maybe tech world, which I was mostly focusing on, but there is a big reason to that because initially when I started YouTube, the idea was to self-train on a lot of concept because I was learning a lot of things around that time. Being a freelancer, I had to switch between a lot of tech stacks, and then that is one of the reasons that I wanted to at least the best way of learning is to train yourself to also explain, or at least to I don't know, this is what I felt like. Once you are training yourself, and if let's say you're giving training to somebody else, that impact is different, that you will also learn along with that journey of teaching somebody. So that's what I felt, and it was very effective, I think. But I don't know, right now there is no need for me to do that because I have moved from, let's say, a role of being a freelancer consultant into more of a leadership role. So all of the learnings which I had, I'm carrying it forward, but I don't really need to worry about most of the syntactical things which I used to worry earlier. That has led to maybe this transition or more of a pivot change in terms of where I want to go on the content creation journey. So that's the reason maybe a lot of change that you see in the content that I'm creating right now, which is more around, maybe it just started with some podcasting, or maybe it could move into some other direction. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Bringing in content which makes sense to me, which inspires me. Maybe it could be about even life, mental health. It can be about fashion. It can be about anything. It can be geopolitics too, which is happening right now. It can be about AI. A lot of content is still there to be explored, and I will not really worry about the algorithm, because as soon as you do that, you are becoming a slave to that, and then you start bringing or worrying about bringing content to serve the algorithm, which I want to avoid going forward. I just want to enjoy the process of content creation, maybe. So that's a quick bit of a journal. I would call this a journal, not an update or a justification of why content is changing right now, but it's more of a journal which I can maybe come back and see after maybe 10 years and say, oh, this was the reason I did the shift. Maybe in another couple of years again it can shift. That's the reason it's important to journal your journey too, and I think this is a great medium to even journal. I'm so thankful to all of you subscribers who are still with me. I'm really sorry if, let's say, the new content is not really connecting with whatever reason you had subscribed. It was more on programming or things related to that. But like I said, because my vision is changing, or at least the outlook is changing, maybe the content is also going to change. But I'm hopeful that you will also be able to relate something on my career journey, which was more transitioning from, let's say, a consultant to being a technical leader. So I think if that inspires you, still you stay connected. And the lineup, at least for the coming couple of months, is going to look like this. I'm going to have an interaction with some of these Gen Z guys. I know there is a perception that it's very difficult to work with the Gen Zs. That I hear from all of these engineering leaders recently, that okay, they are lazy, it's difficult to work with them, they are not so disciplined as we used to be, like the millennials. So I want to hear that from them directly. So that is one thing I'm going to start doing. Plus there are things around tech leadership too, which is coming along. I'm going to have an interaction with one of the senior directors in one of the big techs, along with another interaction with one of the solution architects who has a lot of experience in this industry. So those are the lineups which is planned, at least for the coming 2 months. So I think you will stay tuned to know what's really going to happen in that direction. That's about it for this episode. See you soon.